Hello and welcome to Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars.
Hey guys, welcome back. Be sure to check out the show notes at the bottom of this recording because I usually have a lot of cute little tidbits along the way, and you also get to follow me on Instagram at Elizabeth Magical Garden. All the information will be down below. Researchers has been known to say a person who does more than they are expected or who is more successful than others, these type of personalities is an overachiever. Studies observed that people who succeeded despite all odds perform at higher levels. Hi, my name is Elizabeth from Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars. Guys, welcome back to the podcast. I pray that everybody's well. I pray that everybody is in great spirits. As for me, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling rich. You know what I mean? I feel like something big is about to happen, something good, something great. I am manifesting it. I am really putting in the work, guys, because let me tell you something. Nothing is for free. If you are in any way praying for anything, know that you have to match the thing that you are asking for. A lot of times we get upset with God because we feel that He didn't hear us, right? But what about if you stop trying? You know what I mean? It's just like kind of the same thing as somebody telling you where to pick up a particular item. And maybe you didn't get the message yet in terms of where that person said the item was. But you stop answering your phone, you stop calling until you got the route to go. You just stop. You just went the opposite way and gave up. It's kind of pretty much like that. God's ways is not our ways. How things progress is not on our particular timetable. But I will tell you this. If you make sure to be ready, if you make sure to allow yourself to continue toiling and being an act of service of the thing, allowing yourself to be the thing, allowing yourself to understand that it's only a matter of time. There is no worry. Right? So when we do that, we allow ourselves to be in a calm state. We allow ourselves to receive on a higher plane, something so much more peaceful than we ever would even expect. Right? But guys, I have always been a high achiever. Okay. I have always been a high achiever. Now, when I say high achiever, I'm not saying I was a scholar in school because, okay, that would not be the truth. I struggled in school hardcore, guys. Like it was crazy. And back in my day, they had you thinking that like something was wrong. You know what I mean? Because everybody does not learn on the same levels. If I tell you the amount of things that I taught myself, it's mind blowing, right? And this is just kind of like sidebar, but this is why the school systems need to really change the dynamic in terms of the evaluating system. But that's a whole nother thing. As parents, be on top of that because everybody does not receive information the same way. It doesn't mean that they're not intelligent, but the type of high achieving I'm discussing is despite all odds. Winning when it looked like, listen, we're rocky out here, okay? Winning when it seemed like, listen, I know you're not getting back up, okay? Winning despite everything and all obstacles made it look like you wouldn't. My journey with this understanding has been a long time coming. You know, I had to dig down, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I'm speaking a bit of my personal So I had mentioned that I was a teenage mother, guys. Back in the day, that was like taboo. We was still, this is in, I'm gonna say my son was born 91. So this is in the 90s. Like, we just came out the 80s. Things were still frowned upon. It wasn't like now everything is celebrated. Now they give you a baby shower, they do the big song and dance. I'm not saying that people want their kids to have children while still being really youthful. I don't think any parent wants that, because it's hard. It's not an easy road, and to have to grow up that fast when you're still developing yourself, it's not an easy road. I can't stress that enough. In saying that, I was blessed to have a vivid imagination, something that unfortunately, as we go through life, we go through our own heartaches and pains, got dimmed for a very long time. But I will say, what is true never dies, right? It just never went away. And because I have the ability to see myself and believe myself to be in a position that I see myself to be in. And I'm not saying this is easy. This is something that I cultivated years ago. Listen, guys, I'm about to be 51 now. So this is a long time coming. I have some experience where I can say that, look, it took a lot of heartache and pain, because here's the thing. As we get older, we forget to play. Right? As we get older, we get more serious. Things are not as fun, and it's hard to come from a creative standpoint when you are no longer seeing yourself as a creator. You're no longer believing in yourself. So how can you generate from a high frequency? How can you even hear what God has for you? You can't, right? But I find that we can study. That's the thing about the internet. Whatever you feel like you're lacking in, whatever you feel like you're not, Google. All you have to do is find why and what the effect, and see how you can bridge the gap, right? Find out the things, or find out how to do the things that you're not good at, and practice. Listen, anything that you do consistently, you're gonna get better at. Anything. If you go back to my episodes, listen, the quality wasn't the best. Just overall presentation, just working on it. And I'm still working on it, right? I'm still building where I can just give better and do better for you guys, right? But we could only do what we can do. But I firmly believe that practice does make perfect. So you can go on Google and find out how to obtain or achieve any goal that you see yourself having. When you are a high achiever, no is not on a platform. Like, we're not accepting no. Even if you are the one saying no, there's just something in you that won't let the no stay. It just won't. It just won't. And especially, I find that people that have been through immense pain in their lives are high voltage achievers. Look at Dr. Martin Luther King. He had so many odds against him. A black man preaching about equality, that was a no-no. Now, one would say, oh, but he lost his life. Did he? He did, and he didn't. He did in the physical plane, but his spirit lives on forever. His spirit will always live. Regardless of what, his work will never be forgotten, and he realized his dream. Look, it's not going to always show up the way you want it, but it will show up. So I am a firm believer of hitting that stone as many times as needed, right? And this is one of the key components, I believe, of being a high achiever. Another thing is not telling everybody your plans. High achievers know how to be a lone wolf. They know when to, how can I say, collab when it's needed, but they know how to move about singularly. Now, I know they say no man should be alone. I don't feel like we're ever alone. We're children of God. So how could we be alone? I feel like even if you're walking outside and physically it may appear that you are by yourself, you're never by yourself. So many times I have been and I have traveled so many different areas and I met the most amazing people. And guess what? They appeared to be by themselves too. We tend to find each other. So, keeping the things that you really want to achieve, I always say baby it like a fetus. Like, do not send your dreams out in public just yet. I believe scientifically something happens when you profess, like if you say something like, you're going to achieve a particular goal, just saying it takes away the initial suspense of accomplishing that goal. Is weird. Is weird. So they say to omit that and only keep it to yourself, because it's like mentally you delay that gratification of actually achieving it, because when you say something, your brain is not saying, oh, she didn't do that yet. It's kind of like you're saying that you already did it. So I know it's weird, but it's true. So keep things to yourself. Keep it to yourself. And now, if you have somebody that you really trust and you have an accountability person that you say, you know what, I'm going to do this in the next 6 months, and you dove somebody to be your accountability partner, that's different. That's different, because now you could check in once a month, once a week, whatever you feel is necessary to discuss the very thing that you're working on achieving, right? So that whole space for you, that it allows you to really put yourself on a different plane, because when you are overachiever, you don't leave anything on the table. I know for me, my spiritual practice is very important to me. This is where I hold space for myself. This is where I get to really commune with God. I really allow myself to hear the next best thing. Meditation. Let's get into it. Taking time to meditate. I believe when you are an overachiever, you know all too well your mental space. You know that you cannot allow anything or anyone to live rent free in your mind. You just can't do it. You can't afford that, because you and your dreams are so high, you don't have room to allow anything or anyone sitting there perching and taking away your energy, right? No energy vampires. Absolutely not. Overachievers rule book number 1, no energy vampires. Last and not least, eating well. Guys, you can have all the dreams in the world, okay? But if you do not make it a point in understanding what you are consuming and how much you are consuming, you are doing yourself an injustice. You are doing yourself harm. And I'm not here to take away all your goods, right? But I find, at least for me, intermittent fasting has changed the game for me. Not only does it promote me to drink more water, stay hydrated, but when you fast like that, you want to eat healthy, right? Omitting the time to eat. I feel like this is great training to not only show yourself that you can follow a particular regime, but it also heals, especially for my women that are over 50. Getting your hormones intact without artificial hormones is possible. But that's going to be a whole nother segment. But I really wanted to touch base on that because that's really important. And when you are a high achiever, you are achieving on every level. You are achieving on your level spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Emotionally, you will be healed because when you hit all those things, and guess what? You're not going to hit them all the time. You're not going to be a winner every day, although you are. But for the sake of this conversation, you may not hit all the bells every day, but if you make it a habit, you make it a habit, you make this way of life, you make this way of thinking a part of your life, you will find yourself on a higher level. You will find yourself achieving on a higher level. You will find yourself setting yourself apart from those who don't. It's that simple. It's not about being better because no one is better. We're all the same. But listen, if you are taking time to allow yourself to benefit from life, you will benefit from life. The math is simple. The math is mathing. Guys, I pray that this is helpful. I really want to deep dive into these topics. I did write a blog. There is a blog coming out on this very topic. This is why I say be sure to sign up to my email list where you can be privy every single time I do post new blogs. And I am diligent on the topics in terms of my research. Guys, I love to do research. I love to just learn. Learning is something that I feel that it's a never ending source. And being that I have been doing this for a couple of years now, I feel that I am in a position where I can actually share and make a difference in the world, which is such a blessing of its own. So be sure to check that out, as well as subscribe to my YouTube channels, because honey, we got our own YouTube channel for this podcast. So be sure to check that out as well. Okay. You don't know what's going on over there, so be sure to check that out. I like to try to give visuals at times so that if you are a type of person that likes to also, maybe when you're not driving, walking, listening to this podcast, whenever you listen to this podcast, you just want to sit down and watch your girl, check in, come in, hang out with your girl. Let's have a good time. Guys, I love you. Stay in peace, stay in love, and stay empowered. Peace.
Hey guys, leave a comment, a review, preferably 5 stars. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram because what is popping over there. And also check out my YouTube channel to stay connected and see your girl's lovely face. Guys, I love you so much. Keep on pushing, and I'll definitely speak to you soon. Be blessed.